Hello, hello, hello! Welcome back, everyone, to Vault Companions, the wolf among us, sheep in wolf's clothing. I am your narrator tonight. I'm Patrick. My pronouns are he, him, and I will pass it over to Hamna.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hamna. I use any and all pronouns, and tonight, for the last time, I will be playing Saiba, who uses she, they pronouns, who's definitely not going to get killed by the Jabberwocky. It'll be fine. And with that, I'll pass things over to Tenny.
Hi, I'm Tenny. I use she, her pronouns. I'm going to be playing Snow White again tonight, probably for the last time. She also goes by she, her pronouns. And I'm really excited. It's going to be a fun one. Gwen.
Hello, me. I'm Gwen. I use her pronouns. And I'm playing Prince Lyn Worm, who also uses she, her pronouns. We'll see what happens. What happens. Alright, Ran.
Hi, I am Ren. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight, possibly for the last time as well, I'll be playing Faith.
All right. As you can see, we have an incredible cast arrayed before you. And if you would like to tip them, we have a tip jar available. $3 will buy advantage, or buy fate, which is advantage. $5 will buy magic, which is an adversity token. $10 will buy a glamour, which is a +4 to any roll. Visit ko-fi.com/vault companions or click the link using !tip in chat. Now, content warnings. Wolf Among Us is set in a fantasy world similar to our own. Please enjoy responsibly. Content warnings for this episode may include guns, fantasy violence, harm to loved ones, substance use, body horror, monsters and monstrosities, descriptions of severe illness, human trafficking, sexual acts or sex work, characters in crisis after traumatic experiences, both recent and in the past, and medical trauma. We encourage you to step away if at any point this content becomes not enjoyable for you. We are keeping each other safe at the table and want you to enjoy safely too. Use !CW in chat to review our content warnings at any time. Now, we have a finale here. The last episode of The Wolf Among Us. And last we left off, Snow White and Faith had just finished with that elaborate production detailing the exploits of one Bigby Wolf, the sheriff of Fabletown, and perhaps portraying a more accurate depiction of the murder of the boy who cried wolf. And at the end of it, Rumpelstiltskin stepped forward and thrust his hands at Snow White and said, "Take me away, I'm the killer." But before we return there, Saiba and Lyn had a small excursion of their own, traveling to the home of the Red Queen, where they journeyed into the house, snuck into a freight elevator that took them down into a kind of abandoned subway space. In that subway space, they found what else? A hole, a rabbit hole, to places unknown, where they were confronted by the Red Queen herself, who decided she's not the one that needs to explain things to Sahiba and Lyn. Instead, she left her companion, the Jabberwocky, to explain things in its own very special way. You two are standing in this darkened space, the halogen bulbs on the wall barely illuminating things, but you can still see the monstrous form cowering before the exit that you left, or that you entered through. hisses and kind of squawks again at you as it kind of probes the air in front of you. I would like both of you to make either a snoop check, and the DC will be 15, or a savvy check, and the DC will be 7.
I'm gonna do that savvy check.
I'd have to explode for both.
Ooh, okay.
Yes,
Do I use it now? Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. I'll use it now. I got a 6 on the die, and I'll use my last 2 remaining magic tokens to make that a 7 and hit your DC, Patrick. Your DC
Okay.
of 7.
Okay.
Okay, I got a 5, so we'll take that.
Lyn, I think you immediately go into fight mode. Like, there is no thought. It's immediately just danger, danger, danger. This thing is danger. And instead of like trying to analyze the situation, it is just immediate instinct. Whereas Sahiba, you take just a minute to be like, what am I even dealing with? You remember the Red Queen, Alice in Wonderland, the Jabberwocky. These things have a bit of lore behind them, and you know that the Jabberwocky has been defeated in the past, in previous tales. All you need is the Vorpal sword. Now, if you would just pull that out of your inventory right now. Oh. Hold on. You are caught in a moment where you're like, the one thing that we would need, and it's not here. But I will give you, as you ponder on that, as this thing leers at you from the entrance, it's possible it took the Vorpal sword to kill it. But is it just that it was the Vorpal sword, or is it a magical weapon? So, with that information in hand, I would like both of you right now to make a sturdy check.
Oh, that's my
Oh.
D4.
Oh boy.
This bitch was not built for a fight, which is really unfortunate. I did get a 4 though. Wait, hold on.
You explode, you
exploded.
explode.
Okay, okay.
I got a 7 total.
Okay.
10.
You are like, Sahiba, you're analyzing this situation because you know that you can't just straight up go toe to toe with this enormous winged beast. It is much larger than you. And you just don't realize how lightning fast its reflexes are as its neck just shoots out. And it catches you in the shoulder, and right as it's about to like knock you over and pin you to the ground, you see Lyn step into the way and like shoulder the hit. Lyn exactly meeting the DC as you completely deflect, like not completely deflect the blow. You still feel the hot slash of the tooth of this monstrous beast. But Lyn is there to at least keep it from immediately devouring you. What was the next move that you two would make? Let's start with Lyn, because you are immediately acting.
I think Lyn is going to kind of just shrug off that hit and is going to half turn to Sahiba and really quick just go fight or flight.
I'm sorry, is that a question?
It's a question
Fight,
for you.
I think. Oh,
Okay, let's go. All right, let's go.
I guess if we have a second to speak, then Saiba is just going to relay the information in as few words as possible about the possibility that any magical item could kill the Jabberwocky.
Yeah, essentially just like kill it, magic weapon, and just like as as you're like shouldering this this immense beast, you have an like Lyn, what is like the action that you want to take as it is fighting for control against you?
Well, Lyn doesn't have any magic weapons. Somebody else might though.
I do. Why do I have one and you don't?
I don't need. Why would I need a magic weapon? But Lyn knows that. Lyn's like, okay. All you then. And she is going to drop her glamour. And she is going to become this massive white serpent dragon, the Lindworm, who rivals the Jabberwock in size and is going to do her best to constrict this thing so that it can't move as she wraps and coils around.
All right. Go ahead and give me a sharp check. Contested.
Okay. So it's a 15.
With a 22. Every
Okay. I can't keep
every
that.
move that you make, the Jabberwocky is like this very serpentine creature, and so when you try and restrict it in any fashion, when you try and restrict it in any fashion, it simply just squirms this way or moves that way. Like there's no gripping it. It's so like lithe that you are just struggling. You're using massive strength, and it's just able to like kind of wiggle and wind its way away from you. It's using its wiles in a way that you can't get like your strength behind. Saiba, you're watching these two, like this Jabberwocky already filled the space, and then suddenly your friend removed their charm and just absolutely took up the other expanse. It became like its own arena. You are in a monster fight as these two fill the space. And they are completely wrapped around each other, striking at things and trying to gain hold and purchase on each other. What is it that you would like to do?
I think there is a beat where Saiba is kind of stunned because I don't think they've ever actually seen Lyn without her glamour before. And so seeing her in her full true form as the Lindworm, I think takes a second to process before they realize, oh god, okay, we're still here and we still need to do this. Is there anything, as I quickly kind of like scan the room, is there anything here that might be able to distract the Jabberwock away from Lyn and towards me? Like, is there any way I can get its attention? Anything in the room I can use?
Give me a snoop check. DC 369. And we'll see what you get.
I got a 9, actually.
Okay. You, for a moment, are like, this is an abandoned space. What could be here? You're like, and you stop for a second. This isn't necessarily an abandoned space. You think about it more intently, and you're like, the rabbit holes were always about changing the world around them. Even the world within them was an entirely different tapestry. It would also kind of warp the world around them. You're not necessarily in like a historical condemned subway tunnel. You're in what your expectation is of an old condemned subway tunnel. And in your mind, you're like, oh yeah, why would halogen bulbs be on down here in an abandoned tunnel? Why would this space have any kind of like habitability at all? And with that, you find kind of like the snag in the fabric, the kind of the bit that pinches, the bit that is not congruent with the rest of the world. You're able to kind of like focus in on that until it kind of becomes a switch, like a straight up old-fashioned flip the switch kind of thing. You see it wired to central electricity, to the lights, and it looks to be what would kind of give this place life anew. And you can absolutely light this place up.
I think as this realization dawns on Sahiba, it's like seeing through the filters of reality in this moment. And she just kind of lifts a hand and looking at these wires that are not actual real wires, but reaches up and I think just takes one and tugs on it like they are plucking a guitar string of the magic in this room. And specifically, her intent in doing so is to try to shift the reality around the Jabberwocky enough to disorient it so that its attention is drawn towards Sahiba instead of Lyn.
You find the kind of like the puppeteering string that you can give a slight little guiding pull to. And it's actually disorienting for Lyn as well, because you were like fighting in kind of this abandoned space. Suddenly you're on the subway platform. You're adjacent to the tracks. Like the world just kind of like shifted to where it needed to be in order for this to happen. And there's just kind of as you pull this kind of, the station reignites to life, and you're trying to pull attention to yourself. So you invite light, you invite the world to kind of like put the exact spotlight on you as the Jabberwocky kind of like hisses and gurgles and turns away from Lyn.
That's right. Come here. Aren't I an easier target?
It's their turn.
Is it?
You have a choice. Sturdy or slick? No, not slick. Sharp. Sturdy or sharp? Are you going to try and kind of wrestle with what's about to come, or are you going to try and run?
Can I offer you a third option?
Absolutely.
Whatever I need to roll for this, but if I may, I would like to instead use my magical artifact in response to the Jabberwock's attack on me specifically. So for the audience, my magical artifact is a broken arrow in 2 pieces that transfers harm from its intended target to either a new target or myself. And so what I would like to try to do as the Jabberwock attacks me is try and pierce it in retaliation with the arrowhead of this broken arrow.
Okay. I believe. What is it that the artifact you roll for something, right?
Yeah, it's basically a 50-50 shot. I roll a die, and on evens, I pick a new target. If it's an odd, then I take the harm.
Okay. Go ahead. Roll the die.
For simplicity, I'll just roll a d4. Please be even. No, it's odd.
No!
You take the arrowheads that the arrow points that you are so familiar with, that have stayed close to you at all times. You seek to throw them in the air, and before you can, the Jabberwocky snatches you, grabs hold of you, and immediately takes you in its teeth and drags you through the space. As you're throwing it, the arrows want to be yours. They are your property. And so as you throw them, they simply return to you. As they enter your shoulder, you experience a searing pain. It brings you more clarity. It brings you more focus than the random kind of being bodied by this Jabberwocky, because these are yours. Lyn, you watch as this creature just hits it and takes Sahiba down this space, just thrashing her amongst tile breaks. Small marquees shatter in pixie dust of glass, and it's just kind of like a dog with a toy, just kind of a rag doll. What would you like to do in this instance?
Before you answer, just a question mechanically.
Yeah.
Is there a way we're supposed to be tracking harm, or?
That's all for me. I just hire your
Okay,
DC.
gotcha.
Oh,
Oh,
so
I
true.
see. Okay, gotcha. Proceed.
Yeah, I think Lyn kind of understood what the move was and did see it fail. And but also there is part of her that is just like, okay, but don't ignore me. But also it's her job to protect people now. And especially Sahiba. And so she just loses it and is going to she's just gonna things neck. And is going to try to harm it in a way where it's going to be too in pain to continue.
Okay. Go ahead and give me your sharp check.
Its sharp is so high. Okay. 19.
I think I will leave this up to you, because when you beat a DC by 5, it's an incredible event that happens. You rolled a 19, I rolled a 1. So, describe to me how you absolutely terrorize this dragon that is assaulting your friend.
Well, it won't be pretty. I think the thing that happens is I think Sahiba's just gonna hear, eyes on me, and is going to sink. She's going to sink her fang to the base of this thing's neck. And as it reacts, she is going to begin coiling around again and again and again and again throughout the entire length, and this time holding it down so that it doesn't have a place to wriggle away. And she's going to start crushing it as she just lets venom flow out of her fangs into this thing just to get a little taste of its own medicine. And this may not kill it, but she is just going all in with the intention. The same thing that you would see if you were watching an anaconda trying to eat a deer. It's just trying to crush it into its smallest form possible.
Okay. You have absolute control over the Jabberwocky. You can feel it like squirming and clawing at you. Your scales just are just kind of like shifting as its claws just kind of scrape over the surface. It can't get hold of you. Hamna, we did get a reroll in the chat, so I would like to present you with this opportunity. I will allow you to reroll your arrows with the knowledge that if you succeed, this fight is over immediately. If you fail,
Yeah.
the arrows might cause more harm.
I'll re-roll it. I feel like this is the only way this thing's gonna die, so...
Yeah, Lynn's gonna hold it down. It's perfectly primed in place.
Please. Please don't fuck me, dice. Oh god, it's on the floor. 1 second. That's crazy what just happened. I rolled a 1. Which is an odd number, which is not what I wanted. Wait, hold on. But... Okay, but I failed the dodging check, right? For the Lindworm, or not the Lindworm, the Jabberwocky earlier in this fight. So I did have 2 magic tokens. Can I spend them both to re-roll this for my lucky trait?
Absolutely.
Okay. If
Third
it fails a
time's
3rd time, I
charm.
will just accept. I will just accept that it fails.
Third
But
time's the charm.
I rolled a 1 again. Okay, no, you know what? The fates are telling me something.
You try and will these arrows to obey you, to be the means of which you end this fight. But that's never what they represented. They were always you trying to prevent the fight in the first place. You never wanted the fight. And there's this sense that there's this almost betrayal of their purpose. And you feel the pierce in your side as they draw more blood from you. You are, I think, struggling, but you aren't able to get them to cooperate. Meanwhile,
I think
yeah, go for it.
as this is happening, Saiba, you can hear Saiba, I think, groan in pain, and her breathing becomes very ragged. And however you might be able to hear Lyn, I think Saiba says, I don't think I have another one of these in me. So if you can't kill it, just throw us down there.
I think you're just gonna get a dilated pupil.
Wonderland is full of all sorts of magical shit. Just, it's a better shot.
Um,
Lyn,
uh,
you have absolute physical control over the Jabberwocky. It is going to continue to fight you, and you will have to like wrestle with it every single time. But for this instance, you get to decide: do you simply just fight it until you wear it down, or is there another play here?
Lyn trusts Saiba, and I think what is going to happen is that Lyn is going to, using her strength, her skills shifting, and all of the muscles through the length of her body are going to shift and move, and she is going to drag the Jabberwock towards the rabbit hole, and her tail snags and slithers back, just in reach for Saiba to grab, as she just grabs hold of the Jabberwock and falls into the rabbit hole.
You plummet. And I think we're going to cut away from here to the Pudding and Plum, or what used to be the Pudding and Plum, as the immediate fervor of Rumpelstiltskin pronouncing himself the killer in the middle of a very public performance. Yes, it was very dramatic, very an escalation of tension that had crescendoed in such a powerful way. But these are also just people, and they immediately started calling and telling all of their friends and spreading the information immediately. Like, they rushed to payphones to get out. They needed to tell as many people as possible. So within minutes, you realize that you have an entire audience of Fables in the Pudding and Plum. And not only that, but you have a level of authority there as well. Because not only do you have Snow in the Pudding and Plum, but you also have King Cole shows up in his robe this late at night to the scene. Someone let slip to Bluebeard, and he is there, executioner's sword in hand. Boy Blue is like trying to tug on your sleeve, Snow, and be like, this is going to get out of hand very quickly. What are we doing here?
All right. Okay. So, let's take him down to town hall. Let's talk this through.
Cole approaches you and says, Snow, I had to rush here as soon as I heard. What happened in this performance? I thought it was just supposed to be a bit of fun and theater on a Saturday night.
Apparently, Rumpelstiltskin decided to upstage them all. So we're gonna take him down, and we're gonna go chat with him. Continue the investigation.
As you're doing that, I think Faith is just gonna jump on stage and, in her most charismatic curtain call speech voice, speak to the entire audience and say, describe how, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you again for being here tonight for this very special production of the true story of Bigby Wolf. This has all been planned as part of the performance, and I must say, your reception has told me, your impresario, that this has been a success. But now I ask you to exit the theater in a what's the word? In a respectful manner, as the show has finished, and each one of you are welcome to to exchange your ticket stub for 1 free drink on your way out.
Go ahead and make a slick check. DC lowered considerably because you know how to play the game. So it's going to be a 6 to get everyone to kind of calm down.
Okay. I raise you an 18 total.
Okay.
The round of applause just cascades through the audience as everyone whoops and cheers for the amazing performance that has been put on before them. They had no idea that theater could be like this, and they are just so riveted by the performance that they go out to the streets to talk about it, to say about how moved they were about the performance, and you are able to clear the theater with everyone kind of starry-eyed. They're not sure what necessarily was real, what happened, what was planned, but they're so enthralled with the story that has been told to them, the way it has been conveyed, that they are all just completely bypassing the fact that a murderer straight up came up and was like, I did it. And so you are easily able to clear the room. And
you know what? I'm gonna and let me know if this is possible to pre-plan this, but I want to have my staff, like my bartender at the bar and at the exit, holding like a sign-up sheet for a petition for retrial for Bigby. For the audience.
You absolutely scrawl something out real quick, and they're like, so immersive. This is incredible.
Rumpelstiltskin's a method actor.
I love that you're tricking people into signing a petition.
Wild move.
The spirit is moving them. So, you're able to move this whole official proceeding to the Fabletown main offices. There's no way that things can slow down at this pace. Bluebeard is chomping at the bit. He has his sword in hand and he's like, we have a killer, we don't have a killer, he's in the cage, we get one up on stage, let me just chop one of their heads off. I don't care which one, just one of them. And
Bluebeard needs a Valium. Bluebeard needs a Valium.
You see Cole trying to temper him and be like, no, we still, technically, the promise was for a trial, so we can't do that. Then hold the trial. We've seen him. He confessed to it. Just pronounce him guilty and we can be done with this. We can clean this off and rid ourselves of this nuisance. I'm sure Bigby would like to be released from his confines at the bottom of the Fabletown cellar. And Cole clearly flustered to a degree that he rarely is. You see him turn to you in a way that he is almost given up, being like, I suppose we have a quorum here to hold an impromptu trial of sorts so that we may put this ugly business behind us. I will officiate proceedings. Snow, you have a case already gathered, so this shouldn't be too difficult if we just simply go by the facts of the situation. We can easily have this sorted out by the time we're done here. And Rumpelstiltskin's like, I just want to make sure that the good and just thing is done and that we can all put this behind us. And if I am convicted of manslaughter for accidentally killing the boy who cried wolf, I mean, I would be willing to put in my time to make sure that I repay my debt to society.
And I think outside, Faith just finishes telling the audience, nothing more to see here. And if you hear any dialogues, we are just immediately rehearsing part 2 of this production. Be sure to check back in the fall. And walking back in. All right, Snow, what do we do now? And you are full of shit. To Rumpelstiltskin.
We need to first off find out why Bluebeard is so passionate about finding this killer so quickly, because he's clearly got something going on behind the scenes. But also, this is completely unrelated evidence now. I mean, a confession. Where is sorry, back out of character. Where is Boy Blue? Wow.
Oh, Boy Blue is at your side, ready to do whatever it is you would like him to do.
Okay. She's gonna turn to him. I need you to bring Bigby here.
That's official. We can do that. I mean, he turned himself in, so technically this. Yeah, I got it. And he's going to
Well, this case. This
he's-
case is just full of people turning themselves in. Who's next?
Some of
What's
the people,
going on here?
You hear voices in the parking lot like, I did it, and like choruses of
We are all Bigby.
Boy Blue is easily like speeds off, and in no time has Bigby here, very cranky for being aroused, like being woken from his cell. He comes in. Oh, you all seem to be in such a hurry for something. What seems to be going on?
We apparently King Cole would like to Mayor Cole would like to do have proceeding here.
I didn't like to linger
like a
on
full-on
things.
trial.
Yeah, he never like to linger on things for too long. He likes things cleaned up and without a mess. So I believe it, but am I still on trial, or is this moving beyond that? Because I don't think our case is ready.
I think this is the only time we have. I think we're out of time. And I also think that maybe could you please give Bluebeard some cigarettes? If you, I don't know if you actually quit. I don't know if you have those in your back pocket, but if you could do that, that would be really helpful. We need your help for this. And if Rumpelstiltskin is going to turn himself in, then I'm not entirely sure if that makes you a suspect anymore, but we'll have you here just in case.
Yeah,
We'd just like to have some truth for once. And finally, please, from all of you.
You all kind of get a makeshift courtroom going. You have Boy Blue acting as bailiff. You have King Cole at the head of the room. He's allowed for any impromptu witnesses you would like to summon. They can. Boy Blue is on the case to get them into this room. But it seems like this thing is rolling ahead full speed. And it's going to start off with Rumpelstiltskin's confession. As he gets at the head of the space, he's like, ladies and, well, gentlemen of the jury, judge, your honor, this is an unfortunate circumstance. The boy who cried wolf was one of my friends. Yeah, I worked with him quite a bit, and it pains me, it hurts me that our relationship got to such a point where I, in a fit of rage, accidentally caused him to end his life, or caused his life to end. And it keeps me up at night that this harrowing accident could have happened. But if someone has to pay for these crimes, let it be me. I'll tell you everything that I did and how I knew Shep. Snow and Faith, I would like you both to give me a shark check. The DC is 12.
Okay. Sharp. Okay. Ooh. Promising. We have an explosion happening. Oh, 13.
2.
Snow, I think Rumpelstiltskin act is annoying to you. I think it rankles you in a way that just, it's hard to give him any credence or any kind of tactical appraisal. You're just like, this weasel, this awful little piece of garbage. Like, it's just, you're so upset that you kind of fail to recognize what he's setting up. Faith. This trial is either about one of two things. It is either a murder to cover up a conspiracy, or a singular terrible accident and nothing more.
Mm-hmm.
And Rumpelstiltskin is really hard leaning into it was just an accident.
As far as both I, the player, and Faith, who has been around the block a few times, knows that Rumpelstiltskin, like, there has only been one time in his entire miserable life when things happened that could be considered an accident, and even that was not really. Nothing this person has ever done has ever been not calculated to the last decimal. So she came back, told him straight to his face, "You're full of shit," and that's what she believes. So she's going to just examine every single word he says, and fully does not. Yeah,
There's no longer.
There is more to it.
Yeah, you're no longer looking for a narrative that he's telling. You're looking for the specific words that he's choosing. The play that the crime that he's trying to weave to cover up the thing that you know did happen. I think we're gonna cut away from there because two members of your investigation are currently busy as the three of you fall back into the rabbit hole. Wonderland immediately exploding around you. Laws of physics no longer apply around you. You are just floating in a space. You're not even sure time is moving in a direction forward or backward. You are simply in space. And suddenly you realize you are separated. You are no longer with each other. Lyn, you are wrestling with a thing that has ceased to be. Sahiba, you are simply floating in a void. I want you to roll me something, and I want you to pick it for me about how you want to kind of perceive or break through or whatever you want to do in this space, what you are trying to get from it.
As we're actively falling down the rabbit hole. Okay. Well, in the original Alice in Wonderland, she finds all sorts of shelves and cupboards and things as she's falling down that she's able, like, lining the walls of this hole as she's going. And mostly it was nothing. But Sahiba is... I mean, all that she can really do in this moment, because she is lost a lot of blood, is in a lot of pain. I don't think that there's a lot of capacity to do very much other than observe and try not to pass out. And so they are paying very close attention to the walls of this rabbit hole as we fall. And if there is anything at all that I sense can be used as a magical weapon, it is not Sahiba that is going to go and grab it, but instead she will direct Lyn's attention to it.
Go ahead and give me a snoop check. Actually, no, because you are relying on information, on kind of like a knowledge that you have of this space. So I want you to give me a savvy check. And I'm going to say it's going to be a little high because Wonderland is... There's no reliability in Wonderland. So it's going to be an 11.
Okay, I will need to explode for that to happen, so we'll see. Ooh, I got 3.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I got a 3.
I think you are just kind of floating in space. You don't have the energy. You don't have the... Just... You don't have the physicality in you to be exploring the space. And you just gradually find yourself underneath a tree on a hillside. And you can feel the blades of grass underneath you. And you look around you, and it's just miles of this strange incandescent grass. It's so vibrant, and yet the sky is so without luster. And you look next to you, and there's an old man who's just kind of balled up into the fetal position. And he looks over. I'm terribly sorry. Seems she got you as well. She's keeps on tricking us.
I'm sorry, do I know you?
I'm bad with people. Friends call me Rip.
Above table. Do I know this person?
Rip Van Winkle. He is the first person that the boy who cried wolf saw or noticed had disappeared.
I knew it. I knew you were down here. How long have you been down here?
That's the thing is, time is funny in Wonderland, but time is funny with me too. I can make things stretch as long as I'm asleep. And you notice that you're not talking. You're actually, you realize that you look back and you're looking down at your own body that is asleep underneath this tree. And you look over and he's at once asleep underneath the tree, but also still in that fetal position. Because when you, and I think you know this, when you look at Wonderland, there's always weird things that you can pull at. But I can only stay here for as long as I can sleep, and then it's back to the adversary for me.
Is there anything that can be done to get you back? Prince Lyn, I'm not sure if you know her. She's here too. I don't know where. You can tell us where to find you.
I don't know that I can, because once I'm no longer sleeping, neither of us can be here anymore. And I don't think your friend can save both of us. But if I'm going back to that hell, I want someone to get out with what the Red Queen is. People can't trust her. She's using us.
To do what? What is it exactly that she wants? It can't be just money. That seems like a pittance.
The adversary has access to all the magic that he has conquered, and so she's just pulling favors for him. Any political adversary that he could want, she sends them back, and he sends favors in return. It's all a game to keep her in power so that he can still remain in power back where he's from.
Oh. Yeah, that'll do it.
We all took the deal because we thought she was offering to help us, but anyone who gets that pawn, they get sent back.
Rip, I don't know how long I have here with you, so if there's any way that I could prove what you're saying, if there's anything tangible that I could bring back, then maybe we can bring you back, bring everyone else back after.
I don't think you can bring us back from the adversary. He doesn't let go.
Well, at the very least, we can try, and we can stop others from falling victim to the Red Queen, but it can't just be my word against hers. That'll never stick.
She's really proud. She's a prideful creature. To her, the best thing that she has done is be tactful and concoct this crazy scheme. If you can get into her office, I've seen how organized she is. It's her downfall. She has to not only have done it, but to have records of it, to have the accounting of everything that she has done. It's there. All you need to do is get it from her office.
Or one step ahead of you, we already have those. Oh my god, okay.
You don't have all of it. It's so much more.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's easy enough. We can do that. And there is, I think, like a beat after where Sahiba kind of looks down at her sleeping self, at Rip sleeping under this tree, the breeze kind of going in this strange, dreamy landscape. And she kind of sighs and says, I haven't actually slept underneath a tree in years. Strange.
Now you can see why I slept under mine for 20.
Yeah. It's just, the last time I did, I kind of lost someone. So.
Yeah, that's the thing about sleeping is things pass you by. That's why I can't let you sleep anymore. You're gonna have to wake up. And as those words kind of like ring through your mind, you're not at the tree. You were never at the tree. Suddenly, you're in Lyn's grasp. Lyn, I'm going to need you to make a sturdy check as you fight with all of your power against the nothingness that is Wonderland to try and pull yourself back up out of the rabbit hole. The DC is going to be very high.
Oh, how high?
It's gonna be an 18.
Ooh. Well, okay. I'm going to... I got a 6. I'm going to burn 6 magic tokens, which is all of them, to explode.
You're gonna have to get another 6 at least.
Okay. You just need, hey, 50-50 on this.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah! Okay, so you made it!
That's 30 total.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, wait. 33. It was a 9, not a 6.
Lyn, you are fighting not against some current. You're not fighting against, like, a tide that is pulling you away. You are literally fighting against your own body just flailing through nothingness. You have to kind of, like, wrench yourself in a direction and propel yourself on your own momentum alone to reach up and just get hold of that hole so you can pull yourself back through. It's a lot of just, like, really, like, torquing your own body, and it is exhausting, and you're feeling your own strain as your claws reach up through that hole. Your other hand grasp around the unconscious Sahiba as you just barely clip and pull yourself upward through that hole.
If I may, I think while Lyn has been clawing her way up, I think similar to how her story is, she kind of has to endure a lot in order to get through here. And as she's moving up and dragging Sahiba and pushing through void, a layer of her skin rips away, and another layer of skin, and another layer of skin, and scales fly off of her, until she is kind of a bloody mess by the time that she reaches up and she's more back to, if allowed, to her more human form, just very, very messed up, as she pulls Sahiba over the edge and crawls out herself, exhausted.
You, like, get enough oomph, put Sahiba in a, like, safe, stable place as their unconscious body just kind of, like, fades back into consciousness. You are left there kind of like a molted, viscous, bloody mess. Sahiba, you wake from a dream with an old man to a very bloodied Lyn lifting you through the rabbit hole and laying you on this, like, cold subway tile.
Oh, fuck, you don't look very good.
It's cool, been here before. She's like running her hands through her white hair that is now stained pink because of the blood.
How are you about getting up and walking?
Sure. She's just gonna shakily get up.
Accounting records in her office. That's how we end this.
Yeah. I knew I could trust you to figure it out.
Yeah, just take a nap under a tree.
What?
In the drawers.
Huh?
I think the two of you kind of stumble through darkness for a time until you get back to that freight elevator. The Red Queen had already took it upward, but you see the switch, you press the lever, and you hear it like rattle its way back down the chute. It gets you to the landing, and you're able to get on board. The two of you just kind of like leaning against a wall as it rises once more, just rattling its way back to the Mundy world. You come back. It's a good thing that the Red Queen is not in her office right now, because the sneak check difficulty for the two of you in this condition would have been outlandish. So you are both here in the office space. You understand that, like, you have a small window with which the Red Queen does not realize that you have survived.
And Sahiba is going to use every last ounce of energy left within their body before they desperately need medical attention to try and go to, like the desk, any cabinets, wherever the like nearest thing is, to try and find these accounting records.
And before I give you the DC on this snoop check, I want to let everyone know, thank you, Lix, for donating and getting every player a glamour, a +4 for your next roll, whatever it may be. So thank you so much.
I'm gonna need it. Thank you.
We were gonna need that shit. Thank you.
Damn, oh my goodness.
Okay. This snoop check, I think it's gonna be a little high, but it's not going to be insane. I think it's gonna be like a 7.
Okay. I'll say Lyn is also looking, but is
That's
secondary to just ruining the Red Queen's office with blood. As she's just
As
leaning up
patient.
against stuff.
You just grab hold of figurines and just like wipe your hand over them. The books just are now like smeared. What did you end up getting?
I exploded and got a 17.
Let's go.
Okay, all right. Yes. So, with a 17, that is 10 above the DC. You find there is a well-kept docket of all of the fables that have been sent away, that have been given to the adversary, and the favor that was for return. And these aren't petty favors. This isn't like, a magic scarf or something like that. This is, you're reading some stuff that is like very heavy duty. It's very understandable why, like, you're now like looking at the space underneath this house, the house itself, all of it. You're like, yeah, of course. 2 of these would have easily covered the entire expanse of this and left enough over for comfortable living. For such an extensive list over a long period of time, this is a well-supplied agent for the adversary operating behind your lines. And you're able to come away with that. Did Lyn actually roll for anything, or is Lyn just being a menace?
No, Lynn's just being a menace. She's simply just dragging herself along.
You are just ruining so much. There's a upholstered couch on the far end of the room that you just leave a trail through that is just going to become scabbed and awful in the future. You find the kind of a throw blanket that is there for decoration that you're able to drape over your body so that you're not just a bloody nude figure. And you are able to you leave this office in a destitute kind of way as you have the documents in hand and you leave out the front door on your way back to meet up with Snow and Faith. You are in the middle of trial. Rumpelstiltskin is detailing how that evening went down. He's like, yeah, it's just a shame. We all know how Shep got with his conspiracy theories, and he kept on saying that I was actually poisoning my own customers. Hey, it's not great that I'm selling illicit drugs to people. I understand that, but it's not technically against the charter. So, yes, I'm doing something that is not great. But I was providing a service that was sought. And he was spoiling that to the point where I was running out of business again. It was going to be 75 all over. And I got in a desperate place and I begged him. I went to his place late at night and I said, please, boy, Shep, you got to understand, you're bleeding me dry. And he just, you know how hard he clings to his conspiracies, and I lost it. It's embarrassing for me to say. It's a shameful thing for me to say, but I lost it and I attacked him and I left the poor boy lifeless in his own apartment. And I panicked. I panicked like any of you would. And I sadly, and he looks across the room to Bigby, who is arms crossed, smoking up a chimney. I shamefully pinned this on Bigby in order to save my own hide, and that is a moral failing that I will have to live with for the end of time. But I just ask that this court, I will pay for my crimes, my misdeeds. But let me do it in service of Fabletown. I will do the community service required in order to right this wrong, in order to make sure that everyone sees that Fabletown justice can be delivered, no matter who to whom deserves it. And King Cole kind of takes a book as a makeshift gavel and just slams it against the table. He's like, all right, that's very compelling argument. It's seems that we're sort of at a position where we can render a verdict. He's proclaimed himself the murderer, and we
Do you really think your punishment is just going to be community service? You were misinformed, I think.
Throws himself at King Cole and he says, sir, I am committed to whatever means required to make my crime, make it whole in the community again, so that I may further help. This has opened my eyes that
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, King Cole, she's gonna just interrupt. She's done with Rumple. She can't. Are we going to render any questioning to this suspect that has so
Oh.
willingly turned himself in
I
before we
don't-
come to a verdict?
I don't really see much point to it. The man has confessed and has really laid it all out as to why he did what he did. Is there anything that needs
There's quite a bit of
clarification?
Wouldn't it
evidence
be-
that we have. Oh, sorry. My
Oh,
internet's
sorry.
lagging a little bit too.
Wouldn't it be the failure of the justice system if we once again fail to pin down the criminal this time round? Speaking as someone whom the justice system almost failed over and over again.
Narissa.
Just gonna guilt him.
Yeah. I would like you to make a savvy check, and it's gonna be against King Cole. Luckily, he's
Okay.
you know,
You got this.
yeah.
My savvy is not bad. And I have the glamour, which is a what advantage?
No, the glamour is +4 to any roll.
Wait, what? Reroll? Okay.
No, the glamour is +4 to any roll.
Oh, great. Then that is a 12.
King Cole with a 19 shakes his head and he says, "This really has been quite the heartache for all of Fabletown. We just saw how much uproar it was to have Bigby be painted as such a craven murderer. It's Snow. I don't see what it further serves to put any more behind it. We should be cleaning this mess up, wouldn't you agree?"
King Cole, she's right. We do not want to put the wrong person behind bars. Not again. We have further evidence that needs to be seen by whatever de facto jury we've got going on here. Do we have a jury? That's out of character. Do we have a jury? Like,
No,
what?
it's
What's
literally
going
just Cole. It's literally just Cole. I will allow
Okay.
you. You got a Ran. You got a 12 on your charisma, right? On your
You said savvy, yeah.
on your savvy. You got
Yes.
yes. Snow, I will allow you to roll a savvy as well and add it to the roll. However, King Cole is going to roll his. He's going to roll his. Not a good check. He's going to roll a savvy check himself, and he's not good at it. So he's at a 19. He adds 2, so that's a 21. So you have to
Okay.
beat a. You have to get a 9 or higher.
Okay. I got a 10.
Um,
Just barely we got there.
you see that time after time, King Cole wants this to run like a well-oiled machine. He wants everything to be no hassle. He wants things to be frictionless. He wants everything to be this imagined ideal. And oftentimes, he can't achieve that, and he'll inevitably turn to Snow. And so, when he tries to use his authority to be like, well, we should just clean this up right now, and you come back with, we just had the wrong person in jail. Do we want to do that all over again? It kind of does give him a pause. I suppose if there is any clarification that you would like to provide for the court, you may ask Rumpelstiltskin some questions in order to maybe provide a window into his frame of mind.
Thank you so much, King Cole. She's just gonna placate him continuously like she always does. And we'll probably look to Faith. Can we like tag team this? Can they tag team that?
Oh yeah.
The
You're,
questioning or
at this point, this whole process is very not by the books. So it's not like you have an official
We're winging it.
prosecutor or yeah.
Okay. Let me pull up some notes here. Snow is gonna actually pull up some notes. I think, do we still have the chess piece that we found there?
Yes.
And the business card, or did we give the business card to Rumpel when we showed it to him?
I think, you know what? Let's do a simple luck check. Roll me a dice.
Okay.
Evens, you still have it. Odds, you don't.
Roll 2.
All right, you still have it.
Awesome. Okay. Then I think she would take out the notes, and then she would probably start the questioning. She would come up with Faith, if that's okay, so we can tag team.
Yes.
Okay. So she'll probably look through like just a bunch of just on her notepad, just scrawls of random notes, and even like a little doodle while she was waiting for him to stop talking at some point. But she would look through. The night of the murder, what time would you say that you came to confront him?
You see Rumpelstiltskin. I mean, it was, heat of the moment. I'll say, I think it was like, must have been 8 o'clock. I was, I got real upset, and I had to go straight over to his house, to his apartment, and really make sure he knew what I was going through.
And what was his response when you told him what you were going through?
You know how Shep was. He always, his conspiracy theories were everything and all consuming to him. So he just kept on accusing me of being peddling garbage and poisoning other fables, and it was a lot of drama, and it was very loud, and I didn't want to have that kind of I didn't want to disturb the neighbors, so I obviously panicked, and that's when I attacked him.
Okay. So the doctoring that you did to frame Bigby, you said you kind of did that in a just out of fear.
Yeah.
Would you call it?
I just panicked it. I just went to the kitchen and got a knife and just attacked the body to feel to make it look like an animal attack, and then I took the knife with me and disposed of it later to make sure that it would look like it was done by an animal.
That's all you used, a knife from the kitchen?
Yeah, it was definitely just a kitchen knife.
So you used the knife to make it look like an animal attack. Did you took the knife with you? Did you take it in a plastic bag? What else happened?
Oh, I mean, I just I think I had a backpack, and I just put it in the backpack, and I just left. It's the headspace you're in after that. You just you can't focus on nothing. You just kind of Instinct.
Right.
Everything is instinct.
Yeah. And you work well on instinct and under pressure. That's something that you would say that you've done for your profession.
Well, you know, you got to have some kind of instincts
On a
to
daily
survive
basis.
in this business. Yeah,
Right.
I'd say that.
Okay. So you didn't see Shep at all before that?
No.
Before
It was just
how long before 11 p.m.? Let's just throw out a time then. And above table, that was, I think that's when you told me the time of death was.
yeah. He's like, I mean, I think it was just like 8 o'clock or not, maybe 9 o'clock or maybe 10 o'clock. It was early in the night, so it's like, who could even say?
What did the queen say to you? And I think she just wants to, like, as Snow is methodically asking the question, she just wants to, like, surprise, enter a quip, to, like, catch him off guard, so he responds, hopefully.
Give me a slick check.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to see what is here. Okay. 22.
You see, my affiliations with the Red Queen, the Queen, it doesn't have any bearing on this case. So I don't see why we're bringing up anything like that. I mean, I barely even know her. I barely even talk to her. So it's not even like, you know, why would you even bring that up? That doesn't even make sense.
You sound nervous. Are you nervous?
I'm admitting to murder. Yeah, of course I'm nervous. This is a big thing for me. I'm not really into doing this whole shtick.
Have you, by chance, spoken to Swinehart at all?
The doctor? No,
The
no.
doctor
I usually
that looked over.
no. I you know, whenever I have an itch, I see a different guy. It's very under the table.
Okay. So you dropped the business card that I showed you the other night before you left?
I mean, I don't. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about?
Just gonna take out the business card and just like put it on whatever makeshift like podium we've got and just show it to him.
Hey, I mean, there's no need to bring any of this up. I've confessed to the murder, so I mean, just Cole. He looks up to King Cole pleadingly, like, "Come on, take me away. I did the crime. I'm guilty. Go ahead. It's all wrapped up."
Rumble, in your line of work, you have to make sure that everything is by the book and not by the book, but maybe very, very detailed. You're a detail-oriented person, correct?
Well, you balance your books. You make sure everyone's on time. You make sure, you know, shipments are coming in. Yeah, there's some details you got to worry about.
So you would have noticed that next to or around the business card, you would have also seen this. And she would bring out the little chess piece thingy from the White Queen.
I mean, it's a what, a toy? You bringing a toy to the trial? I don't. What are you trying to prove here?
I think you know exactly what this is. Are you claiming you've never seen it before?
I mean, people have seen that chess piece before. Give me a flick check.
Okay. Oh, indeed. Hold on. 20. 9. No.
He. Oh wait, actually, I forgot. So with a 31, he's like, no, I'm playing that game. No. That has no bearing on this case. Habeas corpus, I plead the fifth. This is a lot of chicanery just for me to go to jail. I don't understand. What are we trying to do here?
We're just trying to make sure that we put the right person in jail. You said that you felt horrible about the fact that Bigby was behind bars. We don't want that to happen to you if you're under duress.
I promise you of my own free volition, I am pleading before the court that I am guilty of this grievous crime of manslaughter against a fellow Fable.
Okay. There are a few things that are just not lining up for either of us here. And so I want to ask one more time before we bring out maybe another person to answer some questions. You, in the death of Shep, you used a knife, and that was it.
Yeah, I used the kitchen knife.
All right. Okay. Can we possibly have a? I'm not a lawyer. What's the thing? I don't watch court shows.
A recess.
Can we? Yes. Could we please have a recess? We're gonna request a recess.
You know what? That's a good point. Let's have a recess for everyone as well. We're gonna go ahead and go. Oh,
before we recess in the world, I'm just gonna like pull Snow to the side and whisper to her, but the whisper is a little bit loud, so that I want to make sure that he hears this, Rumpelstiltskin hears this, and I'm just gonna say like, there's a lot of conflicting information that he's saying. I don't know if you noticed, because that's not what Darling said. And
That's not what she said.
Exactly. And I just want to see like how he reacts, and because I didn't hear anything from Darling, but I'm just trying to like deceive him a little bit.
Let's go ahead. One check before we go to break. I'm gonna have a slick check one more time against Rumpelstiltskin.
Okay. Ooh. Okay, you're not gonna believe this. It's 41.
That's the highest all game.
No, because I rolled a 20 and then I rolled an 18 and then I have plus 3 against Fables. So I had to nod my head for a little bit.
Okay. Well, when we come back from break, we get to figure out what a 41 looks like. We'll be back in 10 minutes, everyone. Go take your breaks and get your drinks. Okay. Welcome back from break, everyone. Couple of mild technical glitches, but we're back. We're okay now. Last we left off, Fran went ahead and rolled a 41 on a savvy check, which,
As you do.
yeah, just casual, just, you know.
I think this is Rand's like second 40-something roll. I feel like you did that.
I think
in
it
your
was
previous
not
episode.
over.
It's an incredible roll, and as you you're sneaking a like quick convo with Snow, but trying to have enough like pop in your voice so that Rumpelstiltskin hears from across the room. It's like, hey, Darling doesn't know anything about this. Darling it's not something that she'd be even involved in. And you see Boy Blue look up. Why would Darling be involved with this? What does she have to do with anything? Is Darling like a client of yours? You know, acquaintances. We barely know each other, and it's a name that pops up from time to time. So I don't know why you would put me in the same conversation as them. That's totally unnecessary. And you see he is it's someone who is trying to figure out their footing as the floor is falling out from under them. So they're in a bit of a scramble. So you have like kind of this moment where you have the opportunity to maybe like press forward with your advantage. Is there something you would like to ask in this moment?
I think she would, since we're tag teaming, she will look to Snow and give her a look of like, this is an opportunity. He's a bit shaken.
I think Snow would nod to her. Are we back in session? Out of the recess? Or...
Yeah, I think you're out of the recess, and like
Okay.
everyone is kind of gathered back for formal proceedings, whatever that means in this kind of environment.
Okay. I think Snow would Snow have a printout of the autopsy results from Swinehart?
I think it's something Blue could have easily gotten for you, like whether he had to actually go to Swinehart or whether you had it in your original office. Like it would have easily been attainable for you.
Okay. I think at this point she would bring that evidence out, and since we've solidified that like this man has no idea what about this that we're about to bring up, I think she would bring the autopsy with the information about the foxglove to King Cole, ask him to hold on to it, but like, and just maybe read over it, but not to say anything about it.
You see King Cole kind of glance down, give it a cursory kind of going over, and kind of a puzzled look as he looks back from you to Rumpelstiltskin and then back to you. Is there a question you have?
I think she would go back to Rumpelstiltskin. Rumpelstiltskin, have you ever heard of, I guess, what are your garden variety poisons that you've heard of?
I don't know, arsenic and Drano? Like, I don't know. It's not really my business.
Sorry, that caught me. Okay. And what about foxglove?
I would say that foxglove could be a poison someone might use in a scenario.
It's actually a poison that simulates or maybe gives someone an altered perception of the world. Also, it shares some symptoms with rabies.
Is that a fact?
It's and it was found in the autopsy report in Shep. It was used hours before his death.
Well, I mean, maybe maybe he got some coke from someone that wasn't me, that was spiked with something, some of this foxglove or whatever, and he took some bad drugs. That's not on me. That's not on me. I killed him. I didn't poison him. I don't poison my own clients. So
You didn't poison him, but this is a very specific. This is calculated, and you, Rumpelstiltskin, you're a calculated person. You plan everything out.
Wait. This crime of passion. This was like a heat of the moment kind of thing. We're just, hey, I got out of hand, and I'm sorry. He turns back to Cole to try and like rein in the conversations. Like, I'm sorry for what I did. I would like to pay for my crime. And all this nonsense is just clouding the issue. I don't see why we need to get into what he had in his system. I mean, he probably had like pancakes from his breakfast in this system. That doesn't bear anything on the situation.
In all the garden variety poisons that are used commonly in our past or here in Fabletown, this is not one that many of us have seen used very often. It's something that you would have to premeditate, plan out. And I don't think it's something you would just easily forget, Rumpelstiltskin. And that's what leads me to believe that after all of these, along with all of the questioning that we've gone through, things are not adding up. It doesn't make sense. And so, if you're under duress, or if someone is asking you to step up and take the blame for this murder, then I think now is the time to come clean. Because you're all about deals. But you're about to sign yourself up for a deal you can't talk your way out of.
I'm gonna need you to make a slick check.
Okay. Oh no. All right, we got
And
this.
I'm going to we're gonna roll this differently.
Okay.
I think both you and Faith can add your checks together, because Rumpelstiltskin is, yes, relying on his own willpower. He's trying to navigate this without exposing himself. But he's trying to do that because someone else has a vested stake in this. And so they are also helping him in this role. So let's get the combined total of your two rolls.
Okay. I'm also going to add my glamour to this one.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you for the glamour. Okay. Altogether, I have a 19.
I have another 21.
Oh my gosh.
$21 plus 19 is 40. 40. You hit 40 again. Okay. He is sweating. He is nervous. Hey, I think what the mayor was saying is that we want to clean this up quick because all of Fabletown was riled up, and that it would be a shame if we were to keep this, causing trouble in the community. And I think with that high of a role the two of you have, I think you realize that he is very much willing to take the fall on a manslaughter case, because that is a serious charge, and he will get punishment from it. He does not want the premeditated murder, the pretty much like assassination of the boy who cried wolf, because that is malicious intent. There is so many things that add on to that. The manslaughter, in the strictest terms of the community bylaws, there is no capital punishment for someone who confesses to manslaughter. For someone who premeditates, that's usually a one-way trip down the witching well. Manslaughter, he could possibly finagle his way out of. One-way trip down the witching well is final. If he is the fall guy, that's not the way he wants it to go. I think I'll give you one more thing on this. As you're watching King Cole, he is very eager to wrap this up. He started a trial in the dead of night. He's gathering everyone together, using formal authority in order to enforce this trial. He wanted this trial to already happen originally, like on Sunday, because he wanted it to be over and done with within the week. If you get the testimony out of Rumpelstiltskin that there is a further conspiracy, that is not going to be solved within the week. And you can see that Rumpelstiltskin is playing up on that. He's very much like, hey, let's keep this clean, let's keep this quick, let's get out of here, because nobody wants this to drag on. And you are fighting a room full of people that do not want this to drag on. You're looking at King Cole, who is very quickly like hammering through all the steps of this trial. You're looking at Bluebeard, who is, now that he sees that there's a possibility for some head chopping, he is on board. He does not care one bit about anything beyond the scope of this. And you are seeing other people involved that you're thinking about, community members who simply would be satisfied with, we found the killer, and not what that could mean for the greater peril of Fabletown. So you are fighting an uphill battle in this thing, but you're doing a really good job, because King Cole hasn't slammed down the gavel and said, this is over. So you are still treading water, but we're going to cut away from you as Sahiba and Lyn, two very mangled people having to... Would you take a cab or would you take the subway?
I support public transit. Let's take the subway.
Yeah, I feel like this is just standard subway fare, so I think that's probably...
You've never
right.
seen somebody bleeding to death on the subway before?
Yeah,
Come
you
on.
ain't never seen people just...
It's
fine.
New York.
Yeah,
So-
just in there, just...
You are easily able to get benches. Like, you are given so much space. As you kind of flop down on your seats, and you're like trying to catch your breath from having to physically, like, you're using like your own self-motivation to be like, take another step, my body's broken, but take another step. Like, it's it's an act of willpower to keep on moving forward as you like drop yourselves onto these seats. But you have the documents in front of you. I would like you to make a snoop check about it.
Before we do
Yeah.
that, I think as well, when we're like seated on the subway now, before we kind of start going into all of the documents, Saiba is going to just like rip off a piece or pieces, if needed, of her shirt to wrap up any part of Lyn that might be like bleeding and needs pressure bandage. We're doing combat medicine at this point.
It's you look at Lyn and it's all of her.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, as many places as I can get without
Yeah.
going completely topless.
You find some good like spots that you can actually tie off, but the unfortunate thing is because of the nature of it, it's more like road rash as opposed to like cuts. And so
That's cool.
yeah, but you Lyn, you actually like there are some points where there is like serious blood loss, and Saiba does like give it a
I
quick
do need it.
Thanks.
Yeah, I wouldn't want you to pass out before we even get there.
I mean, what about you? How are you holding up?
I'm not.
Right. Want me to carry you the rest of the way?
Yeah, and if you could just maybe do this, can you also? And like, I think Saiba will point to their shoulder, where the Jabberwocky had bitten into it, and so there is like gaping wound on their shoulder that maybe could use some attention.
Oh, yeah. I think Lyn is just gonna, gently but also painfully, put her hand on, Saiba's shoulder where the bite is, and is going to just doesn't care who's around. Is going to let the red rose tattooed on her neck bloom and heal Saiba up.
Okay,
You can do that?
this is going to be a sneak check because you're
Yeah.
on public transit and you're just
Mhm.
crossing your fingers and hoping that everyone is focusing on their phones. Or no, it's 1990 something. You're hoping that everyone is just super not involved. So give me a sneak
Mhm,
check.
mhm.
The DC is gonna be a 12.
12? Okay.
We're on public transportation.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's so reasonable what you just said. Yeah, so that's a 7.
All your sneak checks are going to now be increased by 1 difficulty.
Yeah.
As like there's some kind of, it is magic, so there's mysticism that occurs. Like there's the flower petal. How does it manifest in this world?
I think you do see, so it starts out as a bud tattooed on Lyn's neck, and then it blooms into a full rose. But I think also as Lyn presses her hands into Saiba, you will see from all of your wounds, the blood turns into those red flower petals, and as they fall out of you and off of you, you'll see that your wounds actually are just healed after that.
Well, no wonder people notice.
Yeah, this happens, and then there's just rose petals all over the floor.
Yeah, I didn't have flowers on me before, you know? You know what? Fair.
You see a entire train car of people trying so hard not to look at the bloody people that just one of them just a cascade of rose petals around them. But like there is definitely some people that are like, did you see the fucking over there? And you now have a lot of attention. But Saiba, I don't think you feel like revitalized. I think you just feel that you are no longer kind of like running out of steam. The notion like that, if you were like a just like sand pouring out of the, out of time, that would no longer be the case. You are kind of like steadied, you are stable, but you have had a long night.
As I finally bring the documents out for us to kind of peruse as we are on the subway, Sahiba notices that people are looking and just kind of like louder than usual will just say, "Wow, you're getting really good at that magic act." And hopefully that will distract some people. But what was the DC for the Snoop check?
Let's get
I will
stupid.
say it is now a 6.
Nice.
Oh, I'm just gonna take the half because I have
Okay.
a D12 for Snoop,
Oh,
so I'm just
okay.
gonna.
Yeah. You have kind of just a moment of like, this is such a boring document for being such horrendous acts of violence against people, because every name on the list, it categorizes them and lists how the Red Queen was able to entice them in, and then was able to essentially profit off of them by returning them. And so you're seeing name after name of people that you're like, oh, I haven't seen them in a while. Oh my god, they're missing. They're gone. They've been taken back to the adversary. What we're also seeing is that a lot of these transactions are being accounted for by like, oh, this helped fund this, or this helped supply this. And you're seeing notation that there's someone that is... It's definitely someone that is being the beneficiary of some of this money. It's not like... It'd be different if it were like, hey, these are the employees at the factory that I'm using as cover. This is for personal staff. This is being paid out to someone who is seen as an asset and who is being used intermittently as a voice of authority. And you're looking at it, and it makes a lot of sense why Bluebeard has so much wealth. As that, you internalize that, you see the subway like screech to a halt at your stop. Doors open and you're free to go as you like. You venture out into the streets, back up into the real world, and you still are slowed quite a bit from your tribulations of the night, but eventually you make it inside to see this impromptu court session being handled. Rumpelstiltskin in the middle of delivering testimony. Snow and Faith, is there anything else you are asking of Rumpelstiltskin?
I think if we can maybe ask like one more question to kind of tie it up, but I feel like thank God they're here. Okay, Snow's gonna look over and just sigh of relief, like
Hey,
just
a sigh of relief, but Sahiba walks in helping a very battered Lyn, who looks terrible and is like draped in essentially just a blanket in just the most makeshift protective way possible, they, do not look good coming back through the door.
So thank God they're here, but also, are y'all okay? Is the kind of vibe that her face is going to give off.
You're not gonna believe the night we've had.
I would ask if you're okay, but she's gonna invite them up to come up and help question, or maybe pull up a chair for them. I don't. But I think if we can talk to Rumpelstiltskin one more time and ask him a little bit, one more question, just to kind of bring Sahiba and then Lyn into up to speed, I guess.
No, I wouldn't mind having these two in his presence when we ask our next question.
Yeah, go ahead and ask away then, as the limited number of people in this room kind of regard Sahiba and Lyn as they come in. You even see Bigby looks. There is a moment, Sahiba, that you see a look on Bigby that is very rare indeed for you to have seen. Concern. There's a moment where you almost see him want to jump to action without having any direction to go in. But he sees that you come in with Lyn, and Lyn looks beat up, and he's like, and he just leans back against the wall and continues his broody nature. As the room kind of accepts you into the space, is there a question that Faith wanted to ask of Rumpelstiltskin?
Last chance. What really happened?
Heat of the moment, who's to say what really happened? I'm telling you what I can recall. Honest to God.
You and I are both people who had to rip ourselves in half. I hate to see history repeat itself.
I'm telling you what happened, and I need to be very clear with you that is all I'm going to say.
I'll ask a different question. Whatever you say, if we don't commit, if we don't convict you, what's going to happen?
You don't convict me. I mean, I'm turning myself in. I mean, I'm throwing myself at the mercy of the court. I will gladly do the time for manslaughter.
What?
Oh.
Sahiba and Lyn, this is by the way, the first you're hearing that Rumpelstiltskin has turned himself in and that he's throwing himself on the court for manslaughter.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Shut up for 2 seconds. What?
Well, he's trying to control the narrative, which we do that on stage. We do that in theater. Certainly not in court. But, wow.
Okay. Sahiba.
Yeah. Snow? Faith. Or are you going by Narissa? What is the name you're going by today? Above table.
I think she's kind of just out as Faith now. You
Okay.
I think you all know that
Yeah.
Okay.
at this point.
I think Sahiba, you say Faith. You actually do say Faith. You have to like bite your tongue in the presence of everyone else, but you get Nerissa. And there's that moment where like
Like, okay, problem for later. And Saiba will just hand over to both of you. I think like there's so many documents that like she's able to kind of maybe like half and half it to you, Snow, and then to you, Faith, so that you can see these records, these very extensive records.
Mhm.
Those right there. That's it. That proves everything. The Red Queen. She's been behind this entire thing this whole time. And Saiba turns to Bluebeard. Bluebeard is on her payroll.
do you say this out loud?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Lyn's gonna move up besides Bluebeard as she says that.
He takes the sword, not in a way that he is like brandishing it, but in a way that he wants you to know that he is accomplished with it and that he has used it very deftly before. I find your accusations rather troubling at a time when we are trying to sort through a tragedy that has befallen this community. Now,
Oh, I'm sure
unless
that
you
you think
have
it's a tragedy.
unless you have the payments and fraudulent treasure in hand, then we best address one crime at a time. Wouldn't you say, Sheriff Bigby? It's over to Bigby and he says, you are, after all, required to deal with the crime of this city, of this particular nature. If we are convicting him, you are going to be very busy. And I don't think it's best that we split his attention with these other matters that are being brought by us by civilians.
Oh, how
So-
convenient. Only a day ago, you were ready to throw Bigby in down the witching well, and now you're turning to him for help.
I was ready to punish the murderer. Now, the murderer has come to us. So, I am
Faith
still
Snow.
providing my services for this grievous crime.
The
Can I
records
punch
are all
him?
there.
You
Please
absolutely
do.
can. Yeah, go ahead and give me a sharp check.
Okay, sharp is not the worst. Okay.
This is great.
That is in 6. Yeah.
What is the DC?
Oh no, that's not a 6. That's a 7. I have a +1.
He rolled a 10 in his sturdy. So you hit him in the face, and he just like
I really just
Now-
want to hurt his pride and shut him up. That's all.
you do see that he like feels affronted that he has been not provided the space that his position affords him. Says, Mayor Cole, I would advise you to regain control of your courtroom as we have legal proceedings that we're supposed to be doing. And King Cole reluctantly gavels the table again with his book. He says, Miss Nerissa, thank you for your candor and your enthusiasm, but we do have a rather serious matter that we should be attending.
We do now. We do have a serious matter, do we? You, merely minutes ago, does not even want to have this court proceeding. And you, Bluebeard, you do not have the position. And you have never had a position to be the advisor of the king. The mayor. Well, you're no longer a king. None of us are royalty anymore. Who are we anyway? Wearing masks, telling lies, trying to be who we don't even want to be. And you, it is in the black and white. You are a criminal yourself, and you're in no place to tell any of us what to do.
Give
Faith
me...
is right.
Oh, go ahead.
Faith is right, and it's so much worse than we thought. This isn't just about the death of Shep anymore. Those records prove incontrovertibly that the Red Queen has been sending all of the missing fables down into the Neverland, the rabbit hole, whatever you want to call it, to the adversary himself. This is about so much more than just one Fable's death.
This is a cover-up.
You see the room ripple with shock. Boy Blue is aghast. Bigby, who thought he had notes, like he had been following this investigation. He was the one that initiated everything that you followed up on. And you see the cigarette drop from his mouth, and a very dark nature rise to his face, eyes, and kind of a shadow looms behind him. You see King Cole goes aghast. These are very serious allegations. We are all refugees from the atrocities of the adversary. To accuse another fable of committing these acts, the atrocities that they would be committing is, I can't even believe to comprehend.
It's all right there. She is keeping him in power so that she can be in power herself. The magic, you never wondered where she got it all from. It's right there. Just read the documents.
You see Bluebeard snatches it up first. And he looks it over. I'm gonna need Sahiba and Faith to make slick checks against this entire courtroom.
Okay.
Oh,
You know, if it's the entire courtroom, the DC is 18.
Okay. Is it like we are combining us? Or...
No, this is, you're both attempting.
Okay. That is 22 for me.
I got a 4.
no, I'm so sorry.
Wait. I'm using my glamour to add +4, which makes it an 8, which makes me blow up because I'm using a D8. So
Go
hold
ahead.
on. Hold
Okay.
on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Hell yeah.
I just have to blow up again.
Yeah.
Damn it, I got another 4. So that's 12.
I think, Sahiba, when you passionately put out this plea to them, you may have riled them more than you motivated them. Like, this is a heinous thing. This is you were looking for a call to action, and this actually like appalled them in a way that is, it's hard to like find your footing after that. It's so grievous of a transgression that they are like aghast at it. Nerissa, you are able to, like, with your words, kind of cut through the very powerful, like, downward spiral that they start feeling about this, like, these horrible atrocities. You see Bluebeard looks up from the document and he says, I will freely admit that I have been protecting the Red Queen's interests in matters officially involved with Fabletown. However, my scope was only in regards to her illicit activities, not her transgressions. I knew of her factories and her work, and that she even sought favors, or sought to distribute favors amongst Fabletown. I did not know the depth of her depravity. If you will permit me, I will return all previous financial boons I was provided to Fabletown in order to repay what has been enabled by my acts.
So you just admitted in front of all of these people, the entire jury, you just had perjured yourself in court. Did I get that right?
I will admit that I protected myself in matters that I saw would not bring harm to Fabletown. But now that I see my actions may have negatively affected those most vulnerable in our community, I would seek Mayor Cole, seek to right these transgressions. You see a very pallid King Cole nodding in agreement. Yes, you're not the true perpetrator here, and you seek to right your wrongs, so that is in no way something that we need to prolong. We don't need to cause any more pain than needs be. If you're willing to assist us in this, I would see it as your duty to help us in apprehending this fairly formidable force. You all have been hired here. Nerissa, Sahiba, Lyn, and ever faithful Snow. You were brought by Bigby to act in his stead. If you would be so bold, invite you to act further to help us in closing this chapter. We need to address the Red Queen. What say you?
I mean, we've gone this far.
Yeah, fuck her. Okay, who killed him though?
You see Bluebeard step forward with his sword and says, "Leave that to me." And then Bigby shoves him into the wall and he's like, "Shut up, nerd, we're going."
What about him? I'm gonna point to Rumpelstiltskin. This lying piece of crap. We're really just going to let him off the hook?
Bigby is gonna nod toward Boy Blue. Blue, I believe there's a cell at the bottom of Fabletown that's empty. I think you can fix that for us, right? Boy Blue snaps to attention and Yes, sir. Yes, Bigby. And immediately grabs Rumpelstiltskin and in a very authoritative way, "You're coming with me." And is going to drag him off. Bigby is walking out the door. Those of you who choose to follow may.
Yeah. I'm just gonna, on my way out, turn to Lyn because I feel like Lyn will appreciate this. When you were down in the well with in the rabbit hole, did you find our mayor spying? Because I think that's missing.
Big- that gets a very hearty chuckle out of Lynn, and she's going to take the blanket that she has and kind of put it around her like a cape, and follow Bigby out.
On the way out, Bigby grabs up a jacket that he never uses and tosses it to you. It's just a long coat. And he's like, if you're not gonna change, at least you can wear more than a blanket.
Hey, sometimes we walk around with no clothes.
Don't
We're
I
fine.
know it?
I don't think you should know that. Bigby.
He looks at you, Sahiba, and he's like, it's probably gonna come out wrong, but maybe you should have known that. I meant maybe I should have opened myself up more, but it came out kind of gross. But I'm not
You know
good at
what?
this.
We have other things to worry about. So let's just focus on that right now. Why don't we? Yeah.
You heard the lady. And he's going to lead you all essentially back onto the subway because you're a big mob of people just marching down over to Chelsea. Is there anything you wanted to do as you're going along, or do you just ride the subway as is?
So I figure this is as good as a time as any. Since, well, Lyn, you're putting on a coat, I should probably shed one, metaphorically speaking.
What do you mean?
Well, Bigby, you're back as the sheriff now, and Snow, if you want to run for mayor next term, I will support you and be your campaign manager if you want, because I think you're a better leader than whatever that is in the courtroom we've seen. I've lived under this fake name, this idea of a person for so long. It's getting tired. Anyway, most of you already know, but I would like to start over or just continue and be Faith again, if that's alright with all of you.
I'd love to get to know you as Faith.
Thanks.
Yeah, of course. Still a boss.
It's probably less fun, to be honest.
See, Bigby kind of nods at you, and I know it's a lot of fun to play make believe, but at some point in time, it feels good to be you.
Well, I still have a good head on my shoulder, thanks to you. Well, and let's hope we keep it that way.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. You all travel all the way back to the Red Queen's house. As you get there, it has that same eerie quality of being vacant. You are able to walk up pretty much the same way you walked up before. Only this time, you hear music coming from the office. As you make your way inside, you see the looming figure of the Red Queen. I should have been a bit more clear. I'm doing this so that the adversary doesn't attack us. You think it's by coincidence that he has left this world to its own devices? You think that it's just him losing his appetite for conquest? I've made the calculations. We are either next in line, or we provide value to him. Those are our two options.
Who gave you the authority to decide who dies and who doesn't? You are feeding people to the adversary.
I believe you've made those decisions before, if I'm not mistaken. Was it you who decided your brothers were more fit to live? Strange.
That's not how that happened.
It's strange how you can make those decisions, and yet when I make them, I'm a monster. Oh, it's now Faith? You've finally come back to us. Well, did Lily have any choice in how she died, or was that also your machinations? Or did Nerissa have any choice in how she died, or was that also in your plans? I can go down the line. Lyn, how many brides did you go through? How many did you devour on your way to finding the perfect bride? I think it's more than one. And oh, Snow, dear Snow, who's so keen to keep everything running so smoothly. It's funny how many things slip through the cracks. How many things you just can't get to. We're all trying to live best we can with what we're provided. You can be upset with me. That is absolutely your prerogative. Think that you're in any position, any moral standing, to be better than me. It's simply not the case.
You do seem to love your rumors. You love spreading them. But just like Rumpelstiltskin, you spin a tale that's not completely correct. It's not the right one. You can believe however you want to believe and justify however you wish, but you know this is wrong.
What is wrong and what is necessary? Fortunately, more often than not, is one and the same. I thought
What is
as a
necessary?
I thought as a good leader you would know that.
What is necessary? You want to talk about what is necessary? All of us here, we were running away. We're trying to survive. We tried and we did our best. And you, everything you did, was it necessary or because you wanted to? Because you can.
Are you upset that I live in comfort while you barely had anything to live by in the pudding and
No,
pie?
I am not upset that you live in comfort. I'm enraged. You say, you think I made the choice of who lived or died. If I had the choice, Nerissa would be here and not me. I would have made it that trade. Every time. But I didn't have the choice. You do. You have a choice every single day. And you never made the right choice. You are not fit to speak their name.
If you're so keen, so righteous in your indignation, just simply end it. Pull me away and see the flood of adversarial forces coming at our door. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm only practically a genius. Could be I'm mistaken. I could be perhaps a miscalculation. But consider that over decades, I have placated him. Okay. I'm the bad guy. Let me be the bad guy. But if this comes to an end, perhaps comes to a crashing end. And I'm going to need all of you to make a either sturdy check or I will allow a sneak check. Let's see.
I want to give
Yeah?
her an offer as well. And in response to what she said, if you're such a tactical genius, you enjoy playing. You enjoy your game of chess, don't you? Why don't we play a game? If I win, well, if you win, you can toss me into the wishing well. Oh, well, no, not wishing well. You can toss me into the Neverland. Feed me to the adversary. I'm in the wrong story anyway. If I win, well, then you stop.
What game do you propose?
I admit I have not thought that far. A game of charade.
The consummate performer, ever looking for the advantage.
Or you can propose something.
Why don't you both play checkers? For a tactical genius like yourself, that should be simple, no?
I would like, whoever would like to, I would like you to make a snoop check. The DC is 18.
Oh,
Mine's only a 10.
mine's also only a 10. And I dropped it.
Snoop.
One person is making this, or are we all like, if we want to?
There's no way I can make that check.
No, all of you can try.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, I got a 9.
I got a 1.
I got a 4.
she is a lot. She's reveling.
She's what?
She's talking a lot. She's
Uh-huh.
reveling in this arena that you have provided for her, this forum, with all of you gathered here. It occurs to you, why would someone with tactical genius, so proudly in their description, why would they just sit here and talk? Letting you take their space. But you can't get a read on the situation. You can't feel where she's coming from. And she says, all right, checkers, you say. I suppose if you really want to travel to Wonderland, there's faster ways to go, but I will indulge.
Hey boss, she's a literal game piece. What's the plan?
Every game is open to interpretation.
Oh, no, games have rules.
But we never said who makes the rules.
I don't know who
She
made
might be
checkers.
she might be a tactical genius. But I'm stubborn.
And you read
I
people
can't
well.
argue.
And sometimes, you know how I play the game. If I don't like the rules, I change the game. I swap out the pieces. I swap myself out. I've done it once. I'll do it again. Actually, I've done it twice. So 3 times is a charm, right?
Well, here if you need a knight. That's not in this game.
And if not, well, Alice had a good time in Wonderland.
Alice wasn't a war prisoner.
So sorry.
Go ahead and give me a savvy check.
Oh.
It's just the abruptness that you say things, Gwen. I can't. It's amazing. I love Lynn.
What'd that savvy check end up? Oh, I lost audio on you.
Oh, 16.
Okay. You actually completely match the Red Queen. She lays out the board, and you start moving pieces. She exchanges one, you exchange one. It's so evenly paced. Breakneck. You are just taking pieces from her
Is it
board. She's
too-
taking.
Is it too late to use my magic token?
I think I'll let you go one more round. While she is distracted, I will allow everyone to make a snoop check. The DC is now lowered from 18 to 12.
Okay, it looks like nobody got it, so I'm going to spend a
I-
magic token to, or 2 magic tokens to re-roll.
Oh wait, oh no.
I got it. I rolled a 6, exploded, rolled a 5, so that's a 11, and I have 1 magic token to use. So I'm gonna do it and go for that 12.
She was more than happy to sit down to play a game of checkers with you. When this should have been you all storming the castle. This should have been you making her pay for her crimes in that immediate instant that you broke down the door.
Mhm.
Yet she is very coolly playing a game of checkers. And
Okay.
then you think, well, hold on a second. Maybe she doesn't want to win. Maybe she simply wants to clear the board so that she's not troubled by any of this anymore. All of you that know of what she's done, all of you that know of her plans and existence, all in one space. And you take a glance around the room and you see odd wiring. A light. A fuse box.
Ooh.
Trail. You're not a chemist. You're in no way a demolitions expert. But if you were to light an entire room on fire, you may just wrap an incendiary cord around the room and let it burn the entirety of its contents into the center as if starting an oven. And that's kind of what you see here, is that the entirety of this space is locked in to this big stone floor, big vaulted ceiling. She is a figure made of marble, something that can withstand heat and temperature. Perhaps not without scarring, but she lets the time tick by as you notice she has no intention of running.
Saiba realizes this. We're in her office, right?
Yeah.
Saiba realizes this. I think at the same time as everybody else realizes this.
Mhm.
And they say, she's not going to let us out of here. We have to get rid of her. Now. And she runs over to the bookcase and opens it.
You see her immediately realize her plan is going awry. She hits something, sparks around the entire perimeter of the room as things catch alight. And she takes the table that you are playing at, the solid oak table, and flips it. I'm going to need everyone to make a sturdy check to try and dodge this.
Oh, I'm terrible at this.
What is the
Same.
DC?
Let's find out. The DC is 11.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna
God, it's not worth it.
burn-
I have a D4, so like...
Yeah, I have a D4.
I got a 1.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
lucky. I will use my
I I did explode, so we'll see. Wait, what's the DC?
Yeah.
11.
Okay. Oh, I exploded again.
Excellent.
Okay.
I will use my
8 so
plus
far.
4 and 2 magic tokens to make it to 11
Nice.
from 5.
So going around the table. No, what'd you get?
I roll a 4, so I roll a d4, so I got a 1.
Saibo, what did you get?
I rolled a 3, and I don't think it's worth spending the token to explode because I feel like it'll just be a waste, so I'm gonna let it fail.
Faith, what did you get?
I rolled a 15. I'm going to build a shrine for this D4, which exploded 3 times in a row on me.
Wow.
Thank you.
Okay, lifesaver right there.
Yeah.
Lynn, what did you get?
At 11. I paid for it.
You see, I think there's an instant, because Faith, you're right across the table from her. Her face is rather inscrutable because of just the nature of who she is. But you see a momentary just like twinge of something, and you realize like she is not composed. Something is going wrong. She is going to act irrationally, and she just takes that table and she flips it up. Snow and Saiba, you are both kind of Saiba. You went to the wall to try and like open the door. You get it open, and you see the fury as she's like, "That's an escape route. Can't have that." And you are hit with an oak table traveling very quickly across the room. And I think Snow.
Just to be clear, I opened the bookcase, which leads to the like tunnel where the rabbit hole is, not the door outside. Just
Yes,
so we're clear.
Yes.
Mhm.
And you and Snow are both caught by this table traveling so fast, and it knocks the bookcase over, so it kind of topples on the two of you. You two are trapped, and flames are catching everywhere.
Alright.
She
Okay.
looks. The Red Queen looks at all of you and says, "You have to make choices, and sometimes not everyone makes it out alive." And as she's saying that, you hear a roar as a big bad wolf leaps on top of the Red Queen, and he snarls, "Yeah!" And he's
I forgot he was with us.
wrestling
Yeah.
with her.
Oh, thank goodness.
You have 2 people trapped underneath this bookcase as the room is lighting on fire. What do you do?
Bookcase big, Lynn not big enough. Time to snake out.
Throw her down the rabbit hole, Bigby!
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
want to take out my makeup pouch because she's a performer. There's always makeup in her person, on her person.
Mhm.
And I want to like pour like makeup remover, which is, I don't know, acidic or whatever, on her marble face to one distract her, to hopefully hurt her, to help Bigby.
You splash this makeup remover on her face. The acridness, like, getting through. She is stoned, but she's also like, she still has stimulus. She still has to register the outside world to her. So you see her like retch as this is splashed in her face, giving Bigby like a momentary window to kind of gain the upper hand. She's still 7 feet of marble, so it's a battle. This is not a like one-sided kind of thing. It's still very much a battle. Lynn, what are you going to do?
Lynn's gonna be a dragon again. She's going to put on. She's gonna regain her scales. As she transforms, get some skin back. And the ideal is to move the bookcase off of her 2 companions and also move her out of the way so that the freight elevator is like free and open for Bigby
Gotcha.
to push
Okay.
into.
Under normal circumstances, you're big, and I would have said that this would be a difficulty like 7, probably sturdy check, but you've had a night. It has been rough. So, yeah, you're big, but man, growing back all of that flesh, it's gonna be a 12.
Okay. You said this is sturdy.
Yes.
Ooh,
You can do this.
This is not looking good for us. I'm gonna be so for real.
It's not looking great. I'll be so for real. Oh my god.
We've got this. Total. No.
I'll tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Snow and Sahiba. Sturdy checks from both of you. I would say 6, and if you get to the 6, you can add a +1 to Lyn's roll.
That would.
Can I also help?
I got a
Lyn? I
7!
know.
Ooh.
Yes.
Nice. I know I'm not a
what?
dragon. I know I'm not a dragon, and I only have makeup in my hands. But you bet Faith is jumping on that 7 feet of marble to try to help. Giant dragon here.
Yeah, I think you're still occupied with the queen. I don't think you can quite get across the room to the bookcase. Lyn, what did you end up getting?
Right.
So that +1 is all that I needed to get to a 12 by spending a magic token.
Nice.
Nice.
So I rolled a 10. Which actually, this is a D12, so it explodes. So it's actually a 16.
Okay.
Nice.
You are able. You throw your body into this bookcase, and like, there's a moment where you just kind of like, you hit it and just stop, and like your legs shake and your muscles ache, and you're like, usually this would be no problem for you, and you just can't quite get it. And I think Sahiba, Snow, you also see this, and you've just been hit by a fast-moving table, but you still like throw your weight behind it as well to try and just like anything to get this freed. And Snow, I don't think you quite have the purchase on it. You can't quite get the torque. Sahiba, you've already been in like 3 desperate scenarios tonight already. So what's another? You throw yourself behind it and are able to just kind of give it enough lift that, Lyn, you feel like right when you get enough power under it and you topple it, the whole thing cascading down in flaming pages as the bookcase continues to roar up in flames. You two are freed. Lyn, I know it doesn't feel necessary, but I'm gonna stick to the rules on this one. You did spend magic tokens on this. Go ahead and give me a sneak check. The DC is gonna be a 7 because some stuff is going down. I think the neighbors know.
Oh well, that's super fair. Yeah, and Lyn is a big dragon right now, and instead of her normal white, since she's been shedding so much skin as it grows back, it's still growing in red because she's still pretty raw. But yeah, let's see if I can make the check. Can I?
Oh my god, that cat.
God, it's so cute.
And that's a 1. So
All of your tokens now cost double to use.
Oh,
You go-
no. Earl, do you want to re-roll that?
Oh, you got a
do we
reroll.
have a
reroll?
reroll?
Yeah. Flynn put in for a reroll. So if you want to take that
Me when I
reroll,
reroll, I still don't get it. I got a 5.
thank you, Flynn. Okay, you look around, the room engulfed in flames. Clearly this was thought out. The exit's cut off, except for that freight elevator. So you all immediately rush onto the elevator and hit that lever. It trundles downward. You feel the shake as you all descend downward. You hope that Bigby got something from when you shouted at him. And as you reach the bottom, you hear a roar from the top in response. A roar that grows louder and louder and louder and louder. And all of you need to leave that elevator car right now. I'm going to need you all to make a sturdy check, the DC 5.
No.
Oh no! Oh, they're coming!
Am
they're
I-
coming down.
Am I in the elevator? Because I was
Yes,
still
you are.
on the queen. Okay.
Oh, yeah. This was kind of like exits are closing down. This is time to go.
Okay.
I exploded.
Okay.
I spent 4 magic tokens in order to get a 7.
I have a 7.
I rolled a 2 on my d4, so I spent 4 magic tokens to make it a 4 explode. So
Heck yeah.
Okay. So around the table, Snow, what'd you get?
Oh, 7.
Sahiba, what did you get?
also 7.
Faith, what did you get?
3.
Lyn, what did you get?
8.
You all run from the elevator as Bigby and the Queen smash it like a soda can. It just flattens under the weight of both of them. Faith, I think you barely make it out. You feel something catch your leg and rip. And I think you know from that warm feeling that you are bleeding. You all try and charge further into this like strange space, this subway, the abandoned subway further in. Sahiba and Lyn leading the way toward the rabbit hole. You could hear Bigby using whatever leverage he has to kind of force the queen back. And you kind of get around the space. You see him as the big bad wolf pushing with all of his force against her. She's holding back. You don't know what I've sacrificed. And he just roars in her face. He is going to make one roll. Anyone that would like to do anything about it can do something.
Can Lyn help by being ginormous? And helping push.
I will
Absolutely.
also help him push because I don't think Faith would abandon Bigby ever. So
I
she's
want to
just
also
gonna
help.
yeah.
What do we roll again?
What do we?
This is going to be a sturdy check. This is you throwing all of your weight into
Okay.
pushing the Red Queen into Wonderland.
This is our expertise. Snow and Sahiba.
Ah,
Oh!
this D4, I'm telling you. Another 3 explosions.
Oh!
Holy crap.
Uh
You're
huh.
gonna do better.
Yeah.
You're gonna do better than me.
I spent 2 magic tokens to make this an 11. My d4 exploded 1 time. No, 2 times.
That's a
Nice.
14 from me.
How are you all doing better than me? I got a 5.
I also got a 5. It's okay. We're on the same.
See,
but
the
I
one thing
exploded.
that's nice about
I'm a
d4s is
D12.
that they're easy to
Oh.
explode because
Yeah,
of
Yes.
you-
that. Yeah.
True.
Yeah, you can keep on exploding on a D4. So Lyn, you throw your body again against an immovable object right beside Bigby, the two of you towering over everyone else. Bigby has been through the ringer and he's only been fighting for a little bit, but you can see he's fighting a marble temple. Like he's fighting an enormous structure and he is putting everything into it. You've already had a full night and you throw your weight for whatever whatever it's worth into it. And then following you, Faith, your leg is torn and you disregard. You throw yourself against that against her base. No, you're completely bewildered. Still, doesn't matter. Throwing your body against it. Sahiba, you see everyone lined up there, and you know, like, everything against this. You all throw your bodies against her plinth at the bottom, pushing. You can feel stone grinding on tile as she really digs in to try and hold on to anything. And you feel that moment, that just brief, when something tips and you feel that leverage just up, and she teeters backwards and falls down that blackened hole, and you don't even hear a scream, because she knows exactly when she's lost. And you just watch as this figure, this Red Queen, disappears down this hole, finishing the Red Queen.
And that's checkmate.
We should probably stay down here until the fire's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Lyn's gonna collapse back into her mostly human form, just in a puddle of her own blood.
Oh, is this your blood or mine?
Huh?
I can't really tell anymore.
You all hunker down for a moment. You know that there's a towering inferno above you. You wait for kind of like the signal of an all clear. You already sent word that you were going here, so there's plenty of Fables that know to send help in an official capacity. And so eventually there is a party of people that does come and find you, led by Boy Blue, and he descends into the space and frees you from your captivity, and you are able to go back. And you spend weeks going over all the paperwork, ensuring that Rumpelstiltskin is properly adjudicated. He is found guilty, and he is sentenced to the witching well, because it is clear that he has been acting in a nefarious capacity for quite some time. Bluebeard, though everyone still remains suspicious of him, is able to maintain his position nominally. He is no longer as regarded for his civic achievements, and no longer has a heavy voice to command the ear of the mayor. He still provides the generous donation once a year. Boy Blue, unfortunately, Princess Darling goes missing. Doesn't even leave a note. She's just no longer there. King Cole, wishing to wrap this all up expeditiously, thanks you all for your service and is delighted that you could be such a civic-minded member of the Fabletown community. Is there anything else you all would do as the days progress?
I think Snow would probably take Faith up on the offer to be the campaign manager and be running for mayor if there's a possibility. I don't know how that would work, but there would be lobbying, and they're ready for it.
We are going to lobby for your campaign, but first, you have vacation days, right, Snow?
I guess so. I've never used
think
them,
you-
but
I think you deserve one. We all do.
I know that's right.
And after that, well, between the two of us, we can vote him out of the office, I'm sure.
I'm sure Bigby could help as well.
You run a valiant campaign. The unfortunate thing is, you are running against Mayor Cole, the one who has kept the city running.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Snow keeps it running, but do they? And Bigby assures you that he voted for you for the first time ever. He voted in an election, but the election, unfortunately, just narrowly goes to King Cole, who congratulates you, and by degree of your success, he offers you your old job back.
She would take it, but who would find a way. She'd probably be working her way around I don't even know. I don't know how she would go about this, but she'd find a way to do things kind of like in the background better than she did before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you absolutely set up side accounts to help redistribute things more adequately for those in need. You're able to allocate more resources toward Bigby so that he can actually get the jobs done that he needs to get done. Is there anything else that anyone else would do at this time?
I don't think so.
I think we might have actually lost.
We lost on that real quick.
Oh, okay.
Last minute tech issues.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, we will try. Okay, we will try and close out real quick. See if they can come back before we close everything up. But this has been the finale of this has been the finale of A Wolf Among Us, Sheep in Wolf's Clothing. Thank you for joining us. I have been your narrator, Patrick, and I will pass it over to I have to remember things. Tenny.
Hello. I have been Tenny. I am Tenny. I played Snow White tonight. It was so fun. This was so fun. I enjoyed this entire story. And you're all lovely. You can find me at It's Tenny with 2 Y's at the end of it. Pretty much anywhere on the internet. I do a lot of like GTA roleplay, horror games. Getting back into the TTRPG space. It's been a little bit. But lots of like Monster of the Week, Warhammer, fantasy, all kinds of stuff. So if you want to find me, you'll probably find me better or best on Blue Sky or Twitch. And then let's go over to Gwen. So I always pass it over to Gwen.
That's me. I'm Gwen. She, her. I have been Lyn, who will be dropping the prince from her name because I think she's kind of done LARPing as royalty now. And maybe she feels confident in playing the field again. But this has been a great time. You can find me at Glitchy Pixie across the internet, mostly Blue Sky, or glitchypixie.com. You can see me currently on the Through the Breach campaign at Thorny Dryad. So Rises the Jade Moon, where I play another large woman who eats people. And also for a completely different vibe, you can see me as Diane Cook on Laurie's House by Tender Vicious Studios, which is out right now. Yeah, I'm gonna pass it over to Ren.
Hi, I have been Ran, and I have been playing and wrapping up the story of Faith, who has finally found a reason and feel herself deserving to wear her own face again. Who will also be changing Pudding and Pie finally to Donkey Skin's Tavern, perhaps. We'll see. You can find me on Blue Sky as Birthday Inspiration. You can also find me as the Lantern Keeper on Start Playing Out Games. On Tuesdays you can find me on Streaming Rainbow in a Girl by Moonlight campaign. And on Thursday you can find me on Nerds with Dice channel in a Western campaign that features Irish mythologies. And on Sundays every other week, right before this time slot, you can find me in Daxera 19's channel in a Star Wars campaign where I'll be playing a lightsaber wielding Echo user, not to be confused by Force, even though it is the same thing. I am going to pass it on to Lilith.
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Hamna.
Oh my god.
It's all good. That's my handle online. I respond to both.
It's too late. It's late.
Hello everyone. My name is Hamna. I use any and all pronouns, and I have been Saiba, who I think probably at this point is ready to ask Snow to lift that memory charm. Ugh, scary. But if you liked what I did here in this show, you should follow me on the social medias at Lilith TTRPG. I am most active on Blue Sky, so that's probably where you want to be if you want to see me and other stuff. I'm currently recording some things that will come out later and have stuff planned for the future, so definitely keep an eye out. I am also the executive director of Tender Vicious Studios, which is a multimedia production studio that makes experimental art with intent. And we have a actual play audio drama podcast out right now called Laurie's House, which is a story about imperfect memory, identity, and community. So if you like sad shit, if you like timey-wimey stuff, if you like magical realism, all of that stuff, it is really, really good. Obviously, I'm biased, but it's really, really good. And you should go listen to Laurie's House wherever you podcasts. Just please be mindful of the content warnings. It does get heavy very frequently. So don't take those for granted. But yeah, I hope to see y'all in other things that I do. And with that, I'll pass things over back to Patrick.
Thank you for joining us for this production of A Wolf Among Us, Sheep in Wolf Clothing. Stay tuned, though. Our next production is we are going to adapt the video game Prey at the beginning of July. We're going to be using the official Alien CTRPG to configure that, and it should be a fun and scary time. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching, and good night.